Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Please trade with capital you can afford to lose. The views shared in this video are not intended as trade recommendations. This video's sole purpose is to be a personal log entry on which to gauge my own performance. Viewers are solely responsible for how they use this information and for their own results. Hey, what's up everybody? Just want to show you a trade I took today, and it's nice to be back. Happy Friday, everybody. I actually had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I missed most of the morning, but came back kind of at a really fortuitous time, and it doesn't look like I would have taken any trades this morning anyways. We opened above yesterday's range and tested higher just a touch in the opening swing and found sellers to push back into the prior range. And sellers had a hard time after that doing anything. It looks like it took until almost 10:30 in the morning, almost an hour into the session before we got to the prior value area high and the prior close. And as much as they tried, never got to the prior volume point of control at 2384. So that was a clue to me to start looking to the high side. We tested only lower so far. We haven't even tested above the mid. We got a good couple bounces lower from the mid and the VWAP. But again, sellers had a really tough time pushing back down to 2384. I think, FT kind of refers to this kind of market as trying to push a balloon underwater, and it just keeps popping up. And I think that's exactly what happened today. So as I came back from doctor's appointment and having lunch, we tested above the mid for the first time. We found sellers into the opening swing, and they pushed back down to the IB low and found buyers once again. So we got a higher high, and now we have a higher low, and we're pushed back up above the developing volume point of control, which turned out to be the volume point of control for the day at 87.5. Right here, as you can see, this large area on the histogram. But so as I saw us push back above that, now I can use that to lean on for longs. And I know it's Friday, and low volatility as of late. We've been in balance for the last 8 days, and low volume. So I'm not expecting a whole lot, but I am expecting a test above the mid, higher than this most recent swing high at 89.75, and potentially a neutral day. Okay, so I got in long right here. As you can see, my monitor shut off because I'd been away for so long, so I wasn't getting any data. But this was the swing low that just happened. I just turned on the computer and I saw all of that, and we got this swing low and we started pushing up. So this purple dot, that's my entry long. Okay, so I put in an 8-tick stop, and I put in my first scale out for half of my position, which is 3 ticks, right here at 89.5. Okay, and that's 89.5 because it's 1 tick up in front of the prior swing high, which was that 89.75. Okay, and pretty quickly I moved my stop to save 2 ticks, because as long as I'm below this swing low, if we get a lower swing low, I'm pretty much wrong. All right, so I'll take those 2 ticks and give them to myself. And we got a lot of sideways chop and a push higher. And like I said, I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this, but I am expecting at least this move up enough to put this trade on. Okay, and as soon as it starts to trade my target, I move my stop up to my break-even point, and this is just something, this is probably amateur hour, but it's just a mental thing that I like to do because I was right, basically. It traded at my target level, and I just didn't get filled. And if that turns all the way back around and stops me out, that's really frustrating for me, and it, is a mental issue or whatever. But if it does that, if it trades that and comes down and stops me out at even, then I can reassess and look for the next trade, and it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so that's why I do that. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I'd love to hear anybody else's perspective on that. But as soon as it does take my 3 contracts here, you can see the theoretical average jumps down, and I put my stop back where it was before. And then I as soon as the market's moving up, so I give myself another tick as I get this other contract. This is for one contract. This is my next target. And that target is right here at the overnight high. And it's not at the overnight high because it's the overnight high. It's there because it's 3 ticks ahead of the IBH and the OSH, the initial balance high and the opening swing high. Front run all my targets by 3 ticks, and just so happens to be the overnight high. But this level's already been taken out earlier this morning, so this is no longer a valid level for me. That's why I'm not front running this. So the IBH and the OSH, if we take that out, that gives us a neutral day. And that's what I'm looking for mostly. I'm not expecting this move to actually happen, but I'm ready for it if it does. Okay, so we got up there, took my target, which was really great because I think we didn't even get a single tick higher, so that was lucky. You see the theoretical average jump down. That's wonderful to see. And I moved my stop up a tick to even with that prior swing low. All right, and that's great for me. This is a perfect spot for me because it's at that swing low. I'm below the developing volume point of control. I'm below the mid. I'm below the VWAP. There's a lot still in the way that if it comes down here, I'm wrong. Okay, that's my wrong point. Sit through a lot of sideways stuff here. Each of these is a 30-minute window, as you can see. And we get a little pop here around 245 and starts to move up. This would have been a great entry or add-on here for me. But in retrospect, of course, in the moment I didn't see it, and so I didn't take it. But as soon as it started pushing back up, maybe I could have taken it here, and I would have had a stop right here for this specific add-on, and target would have been at 1 tick below this swing high. So that would have been a good 8 ticks or so on, or 6 to 8 ticks, I guess, on 2 more contracts probably. And but anyway, that's just I digress. So we got to move higher, and I took another target here towards 4 o'clock. Now at 3:30, I'm no longer allowed in my trade plan to add on any more contracts or to enter. So here I am just sitting, basically managing this trade, waiting to exit. So that's why you see me start to squeeze the market here with this stop. And the target gets taken. This target is 3 ticks ahead of the prior weekly high, which is my next level. And then my final target here is 3 ticks ahead of the all-time high, which we did actually catch to the tick just before 415. So this one just happened to work out. I didn't expect it to. Like I said, I expected maybe for us to go neutral on the session and then maybe come back inside and close back in balance, just like we have been. But it looks like we're going to start Monday off in price discovery mode, which is exciting. Maybe we'll get a little bit more volatility. We have the French elections on Sunday night. So anyway, that's what I got. I hope it helps you guys. I'd love to hear some feedback as to how you could help me. Thanks a lot, and see you guys Monday.